So Will Smith sees
Fresh
you,
Prince, yeah.
and then have you write for bump up writer, whatever it was called back at the time.
Well,
became a writer.
That is my greatest right place at the right time story.
Okay.
I tell it all the time. People probably see me tell this story before,
Just
but
shorten it up here.
I feel like it's motivating to the youngsters and people that are watching, because I know you get this a lot too. Do you ever have young comics that come up to you and be like, hey man, you got any pointers for me? Or how do I get started? Or what did you do? And I always tell people, I'm honest, man. I can't give you, here's what you do.
Right, sure, you can.
It's not like that,
Different
especially when I
time.
tell the truth. And the truth is, I had only been doing comedy 6 months. I sat in that line that day at the Laugh Factory for 14 hours on a Tuesday just to go up and do 6 minutes on amateur night. I had $11 in my pocket, caught the bus there that night, get off stage. After my little 3 minutes, Will Smith was sitting in the front row. And this was way before he was slapping niggas, right? So thank God he didn't slap me that night. But he was like, yo, man, you real funny, man. My name is, I was like, I know who the hell you are. You're Will Smith. He's like, yeah, man, I got this funny, new TV show. And I was like, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I watch it every week. It had only been on 2 years at that time.
Right.
He goes, well, man, let me ask you, do you write? I'm like, shit, you got a pen?
Right.
He's like, well, do you think you can come down and help us with some funny stuff like what I saw on stage? I was like, hold on, let me check my schedule. Yes, I'm available.
Right.
He's like, when do you think you could come down? I'm like, now. Can I get a ride with you? And the rest was history. I was there the next day. CBS, the same stage they shot Different Strokes on. I didn't know a damn thing about writing. I didn't know nothing. He threw me in the writer's den. And it was almost like sink or swim.
Right.
And I started out as a personal joke writer.
Right.
And
like a bump up,
it's called a punch up.
Punch up, right.
Yeah,
okay,
man, and
cool.
I just had to learn, and it's crazy, man, because on the show all those years, I was there 4 seasons, I was the honorary Philly dude. One thing I love about Will, and to this day, I don't ever talk bad about him, no matter what, he looked out for his family and his friends. I mean, everybody, family, friends. If I went to Philly right now on my own, if I walked into his mom's house or his cousin's house, they'd be like, hey, Alex, his sister, Ellen, Harry, I like Charlie Mack. I became like friends of the family, all from being on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I was the only dude from LA.
Now you say something, and I'm not looking for nothing controversial, but what you feel about him. How'd you feel about the situation with the Oscars?
Yeah, I tell everybody,
he's a comedian.
Simple,
Now you got, Chris Rock as a comic. You're a comic. Will Smith, you're friends with him. I don't know how your relationship with Chris Rock is. So how did you internally feel when you saw it?
tell everybody, and I say the same thing that I'm always gonna say. Hey man, he made a mistake that night. He let his emotions get the best of him. It's crazy because I'm friends with both of them.
Oh,
so as a comic, I wasn't gonna go on stage and people that do that, to me, they don't have the relationships with these people.
Sure.
That dude put millions of dollars in my pocket, 5 years, 4 years of working on that show. I have nothing bad to say about it, because I know my last name is not Christ, and I make mistakes also. I've seen red table talk like everybody else. I know exactly what happened. I'm not gonna talk bad, but what I will say is, it was a horrible night for the Oscars, right? A night that started off so incredible, because I don't know if you realize this or not, that was the blackest Oscars.
Will Packer.
In history. We had black writers, black seat fillers, black securities. I heard they had a potato salad backstage, right?
No.
They had greens backstage, nigga. Like, it was really started off as an amazing night, and then next thing you know, we got slapped back, 200 years. I mean, it went from the Oscars to the Source Awards in 2.1 seconds, nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was just bad because we all know how we get thrown Oscars every blue moon.
Right.
This was his biggest night of his life, especially all of us friends and people that knew how hard he worked to get there, and what happened overshadowed everything, man.
Right, sure.
So it's unfortunate. Yeah, he has that it's almost like Barry Bonds with the home runs. It's like, yeah, he did it, but there's an asterisk.
Well,
not me.
Right,
I'm saying to the people.
Okay.
That's not me saying that.
Right, sure.
I want that very clear.
Right.
To them people.
Right.
And what I did say, I said this a month after it happened, and it's crazy, it kind of ended up happening. I said, that was probably the last time in a long time that you're gonna see black people that active in the Oscars.
Think so?
I said, man, the next year it's gonna be white tuxedos. you ain't gonna be able to wear, but you can't pull up in a black limo next year, okay? Nigga, Santa Claus is gonna be the host next year. They ain't gonna trust nobody black. Now they'll let us present all day. They'll show our faces. So it doesn't look like they're just completely being racist, but I feel like the Academy is on some, we gave y'all niggas a chance and look what happened.
But how you mean, you mean let a black person put the whole show together?
Hey, I'm talking about with us so involved. I mean, I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
Do you know that night also, we forgot this part, that was the first Oscars in Oscar history there was a DJ? Did you know that?
No.
Did you know D Nice was the DJ that night?
Okay,
Nigga, there has never been a DJ in Oscar history. Like Will Packer, shout out to Will Packer. He really brought some seasoning and some flavor to this. Like, if we gonna be black, let's go all the way with it.
Right.
And it's just unfortunate that happened.
Well, I hope it doesn't be like that. But here's my little thing. Being in this business for as long as I've been, I'm not in Chris Rock's shoes, but I'll be happy when they two get together and it just,
And I think it's going to eventually happen because I know them both and they're still at the end of the day some classy guys.
Right.
That have both been in this business so long that one thing we know it's not going to be like some Biggie Pac.
Right,
it's not going to be like some unfortunate, we see how things are kind of handled in the hip hop world, even though Will came from hip hop. First of all, it's too much money, too much at stake. Both of them are fathers. Both of them are classy dudes that still have people that look up to them and that depend on them.
Right.
So they're not going to do anything stupid.
Are you cool with Chris Rock's special?
I did. I watched it. I watched the entire thing.
Did you laugh?
And as comics, come on, me and you, as comics,
right.
We know how hard this shit is.
Sure.
I've never been and I'll be honest with you. You know what's so crazy? I'm crazy you brought that up. That was the first special I watched in like 6-7 years.
Really?
And nothing gets, because we know all of them.
Right, sure.
We can name every single dude and they're all my friends. I just never was that dude. I'm like, you hear about pro athletes that they don't go to the game unless they're in it. Mm-hmm. Like I noticed as I got older in comedy, I'm not the dude to go to a comedy club and hang out. Mm-hmm. Comics are coming to me, you going on? I'm like, nigga, I got a wife and 3 kids. If I wouldn't be here if I wasn't going on tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
but I actually watched his special.
Did you like the special? Did you like the special?
I did laugh. I did laugh because he's still a funny guy to me. I'm gonna tell you what I laughed at and why. Mm-hmm. Chris showed me something that it took me years to figure out in comedy. Mm-hmm. And when I figured it out, oh my God, it made my set different. It helped me sell more tickets. It helped me, and what that was, he told me one day, and this was maybe 10 years into comedy, it's 30 for me now. He goes, at one point in your career, Alex, you're gonna realize it ain't about the jokes anymore. It's not about what you say. We sell our personality. The people coming to see you. We used to joke like, man, that nigga ain't even, just a random dude.
Right, sure.
Yeah, that shit wasn't even that funny. That's because that nigga on TV and do movies. Exactly.
Right.
I got to use Richard Pryor as an example. He was so funny, and he had already showed the world that he was so funny. He can get up there and dig up his nose for 30 minutes. And we be like, oh, that nigga went like this. And then that nigga went like this. Let you try to do it, it's not gonna. He's already sold you. Now you're just coming along for the ride because you love that guy and anything he says, you're just gonna be along with. Not saying everybody agrees, but that's how I felt with Chris. I felt like Chris, yeah, the jokes is a huge part of it, but he sold that personality to you. And if you love him, it's like, nigga, I don't need to see a Denzel trailer anymore. I love Denzel so much, nigga. You can tell me that nigga's coming out with a movie Thursday, I'm getting my ticket. Because he's already sold me on I love him.
No, I get that. I know a couple
and I'm not
like
critiquing Chris's jokes. I think you're asking me like, yeah, but what about, but then when I wasn't looking at it like that.
Right.
Because, not to use the word real as if I lied to you, but what I did feel was, I feel like it was rushed. You and I both know that it's not easy to come up with another hour of fresh killer material.
Right.
But if somebody tells me, I'm gonna give him, just throwing this number out,
20 million.
I'm gonna give you 20 million and you need to do it by the 4th of July. I'm 30 years in, I can come up with that, brother, but it's not gonna, comics that know me.
Right.
You know me. Certain people know me, they're gonna be like, you wouldn't say that's not Alex Thomas, you just feel like there's so much more meat on them bones that I've seen him milk the hell out of a joke. And did he kind of look like he just did this for the money?
Okay, you have that.
Any points?
I thought the material was good. And then the ending part, I thought he had more visceral, getting it off his chest, mad, the ending, more than just being funny.
But he has the right to be angry.
He has no right?
No, he has the right.
Of course.
It's like, man, you got to let this man vent the way he vents. At least he didn't vent in a violent way.
Right, well, right.
And then we see Chris Rock, the killer, nigga, we never knew. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Pookie come out, nigga, New Jack City.
Right.
But I wasn't mad at that. People are like, yeah, but he went overboard. overboard nigga. He's the nigga that got socked in the mouth.
There you go.
Where's the overboard at?
Right, right.
You get what I'm saying?
I hate when people said, it's been a whole year. I'm tired of people talking about it. Well, let him talk about it. You ain't heard from him for a year. Who are you to say when somebody is okay now? Now you shouldn't be talking no more about it, or now I can hear from you. Man, let me.
That's like, unfortunately, if somebody got raped and they be like, they still talking about it.
Right.
Nigga, you're not the one that got raped.
Right.
They have the right to talk about this for the rest of their life until they feel it's their clarity, their woosah moment. So I just didn't get that deep into it, but I like him. He has sold me on his personality.
Right.
If somebody tells me Pierre is going up, I'm just gonna watch you because I always thought you were a funny nigga.
Appreciate it. If you like that clip, hit the subscribe button or the notification bell. In fact, why don't you hit both of them?